Welcome to the Do Life Well podcast. Join your host, Gavin Merwin, and his guests as they explore the nature of doing life well. Now, let's dive in.
Well, what's up, guys? This is Gavin Merwin, the host of the Do Life Well podcast. And I just want to start by saying thank you to all of you for making 2025 such an amazing year. We had some amazing conversations with a number of wonderful guests, and I'm excited to share with you this quick recap video of a couple of snippets from every episode all year long as we wrap up the year and we roll into 2026. My hope is that you found value in our conversations and that you will continue to join me and my guests as we work to do life well. I pray that you have a wonderful holiday season, and again, I appreciate you guys so much.
So, food is medicine and it heals our body and it helps it to thrive. And absolutely you can fill it with trash, but again, your output is going to be trash. You're not going to, thrive.
Yeah.
But again, having that flexibility where, can I have the donut and not have guilt? Absolutely.
Sure.
Can I enjoy the treat out with my kids and not say, no, mommy can't have that, and then I'm imparting stuff to them?
Yeah.
No, I can have balance and I can still look amazing and feel amazing.
Sure.
And it's just learning, that balance to carry through. The eye-opening part of tracking macros is you start seeing where your calories are coming from. You start having so much awareness and knowledge of all calories are not the same. And then you start learning how, to build your plate and food composition and how to eat in order to thrive. And then you can tweak and manipulate, alter, or adjust those numbers to have an achieved body goal. And it may be fat loss. For a majority of people it is, but it doesn't have to be. It can be to gain muscle. It can be to change your body composition. It can just be to learn good food habits. So people come, and try it for different reasons. And then the science behind macros, it can prevent, metabolic issues. It can greatly reduce, the risk of chronic disease. And then in general, you're having just your plate's more satisfying. You're learning better ways to stay satiated, better ways to stay full, and how, again, you're composing and building that plate.
And that you appreciate them and that you're proud of them. I think it's men in general. I'd rather hear you're proud of me than you love me, because I know you love me.
Yes, I've heard someone say that men would rather have respect than love.
Yeah.
And that is true.
It's important to have your own space, because it's like, we had a couple in our lives tell us, when your kids are gone, you're still going to be married.
Yeah.
And so don't spend 18 years solely on them.
That is
and you
true.
look up and I don't even know this person I'm living with. We're just roommates, we're just friends, Mm-hmm. I'm not saying there's not seasons of that, because we've had that.
Yeah.
Especially after
kids are sick,
first they're born.
they're getting a bit,
It's like, I just think it's important to have boundaries, and one of those is like, hey, I've got to find time to date my spouse, to keep hanging out, go on vacations.
Achieved not through a monumental single time effort. It's just consistency and repetition and a series of small things. I love the whole philosophy of 1% improvement. If you improve at something 1% every day, in 12 months, you will have 365% improvement.
Yeah.
So just recognize, what is one action I can take this week to get me closer to that?
Yeah.
And then what's the next action? And not looking at this monumental, I have to do all these things, but I'm just going to do these little baby steps. Successful people I know and have coached are the ones that usually have a steadfast belief in their ability to achieve what it is they want in their lives.
Sure.
Just knowing that they can. I might not have the skills yet, but I have the capacity to learn it.
Yeah, for sure.
And really just embodying that and knowing it to your core. I can do this. Yeah. And once you believe that, the rest is just putting one foot in front of the other.
Yeah.
But having that desire to put in the work, of course, too.
Yeah.
Whatever it is you want to get good at, you got to put in the work as well.
There's a difference in having fun and being financially free.
Yeah.
I may restrain myself from some things that will bring me some short-term gratification to be able to have long-term freedom. It's the old saying, and I've used it a lot lately. Sometimes it takes some short-term pain, saying no, resisting. I don't want to say eating ramen, but whatever you've got to do to get the debt down, to pay the credit cards off, to restrain yourself in some areas so that in the future, I may not be able to live like the 80% right now, but if I ever want to live like the top 20%, I'm going to have to live differently now.
100%.
Building years are not necessarily fun. Building years, yes, you are going to miss out on some things, but more than FOMO, fear of missing out, I have a fear of never getting to where God's destined me to get to. So I may miss out on some things now so that I can experience some things in the future. So live within your means. Know what those means are.
That's right.
You know your numbers is so very important. If you can do it, I can do it. You know.
That's right.
And
everybody listening can do it.
Everybody listening can do it. So believe in yourself. God created you unique. God created you special. But more importantly than all those things, He created you in His image, in His likeness, and He gave you the power to create, power to grow, and the power to be successful. Most people listening to this, you don't own your home, the bank owns your home.
Yeah, that's right.
But if you want to ever own your home, and that is your goal, then it makes a lot of sense to cut that in half, to do 15 years. Even if it means a little bit of delayed gratification, maybe it takes you 2 or 3 years longer to get in. Or maybe you, instead of like most Americans, I've got a 30-year mortgage and 2 car payments, maybe you pay for a car and only have 1 car payment, take that extra money and put toward that 15-year mortgage at a higher payment to get there quicker.
100%.
You know, if you could not have a car payment, that would be the most the best way. But again, that just depends on you and what you're willing to give up in order to reach those goals.
100%.
And I'm gonna, daily I seek advice. Daily, the Bible says there's wisdom in a multitude of counselors.
Yeah.
Get you some people who know. Don't take financial advice from broke people.
Yeah.
Don't take marriage advice from people with bad marriages.
Yeah.
Find people who are doing good in areas and get advice.
Yeah.
And don't get blanket advice. It might not be the best for you what they're doing, but get, again, a multitude of counselors. And ask questions. Ask lots of questions. Ask dumb questions. You got to start small to get big. If you've never saved, if you're in debt, I don't care what kind of hole you're in, you can dig your way out of it. You just have to get started. Get started, start small, but start now.
I have learned, I think, through the years that I don't know it all, nor will I ever know it all.
That's right.
And why try to figure it out on myself? Call somebody that could help me. And I try to tell that to students, I try to tell it to teachers. There is somebody around who just ask them.
Yeah, has been there before.
Yeah, don't try to figure it out yourself, just ask.
Yeah.
You have to adapt to what your needs are.
That's right.
But it sure helps to have that advice.
Yeah, 100%. But you got to go chase it. You got to
Yes.
go pursue it. You got to want it, and you got to go get it. It doesn't just happen.
And a great mentor teaches us that. They listen enough to where you probably know the answer to what you want.
Yeah.
And if you work through it, if somebody's listening to you, you're going to come up with the right answer and the right thing to do depending on your moral compass. But that strong mentor is that one that can listen and then help guide you to the decision you need to make without telling you the answer.
Yeah.
So it's almost like this indication there's this assumption from both the writer Matthew as well as Jesus.
Yeah.
And also, like, again, if you're a follower of the faith, if Jesus of all people fasted, shouldn't we? You know what I mean? Like, there's probably some context to it.
Sure.
And so, like, one, I would get a clear, like, okay, should we fast?
Yeah.
The Bible's pretty clear that we should.
Sure.
Then two, I would say, like, okay, knowing your rhythm of life. I mean, I think that's a great point where it's like, what does your day or week look like? And you can easily go down the path and start making up excuses. Sure. We all do it.
Sure.
Okay, at what point can I afford to inconvenience myself? Because I mean, you are doing that. I mean, you are inconveniencing yourself, and so it's like being aware of that, and then beginning to think, okay, all right, if it's a Monday, I'm going to set myself up right, where it's like throughout the day, can I find time to pray and time to read? Because again, if not, you're just kind of starving yourself, and then you're going to be miserable.
Yeah, it's like emptying yourself and filling yourself back up.
100%.
Like, body becomes weak, spirit becomes strong.
Yes.
It's like one without the others.
Yes.
You're missing a part of the equation.
Absolutely.
If you will.
No, absolutely. No, and I heard somebody say sometime in my life in the sense of fasting is a way to worship with your entire body. Like oftentimes we think of worship as singing, a song unto the Lord in a church service. But the gentleman was saying like, hey, you're really just like, you're laying your body, because ultimately all worship is some form of a sacrifice.
Sure.
And so when you fast, you're ultimately sacrificing your physical strength to give yourself unto the Lord. And to your point, to be filled back up with His Spirit, His knowledge, His revelation, His Word.
100%.
You can put yourself, whatever stage of life you're in, but to the young mother that is dealing with crying babies and is going, I cannot take another minute of this.
Sure.
Close your eyes, imagine you're 85 years old, and what you would give to go back and have 3 minutes with your 2-year-old and your crying newborn and you're 24 years old. What you would give for just not even 5 minutes, for 30 seconds, just to be in the middle of the screaming and the chaos. And then you open your eyes and realize, wait, I'm there right now.
Yeah.
I'm here right now.
Yeah.
And it just changes perspective. And so living in the moment and enjoying being fully engaged right here, not thinking about what I've got to go do. Our family, we're all wearing the same jersey. And they go out and they try to change jerseys. They try to put insignias on their jerseys that don't belong to them. But when they come back into our house, we're called to put the same jersey on and to live united and live in love. And so I think what I'm trying to say is the order of things is my relationship with God first, my relationship with my wife second, my relationship with our children third, and then everything outside of that, friends and family and jobs and everything else is further down the list. But if we can get those first 3 right, a lot of the problems that we're undergoing will take care of themselves.
There's a difference in excellence and perfection.
Yep.
Like nobody's asking for perfection. Because that's impossible. There's no such thing as perfection. But now there is excellence, and you can give yourself grace for a couple of days, but third day, we got to get after it. You know what I mean? Like we can't be lazy either. We got to be excellent people, right? So it's always been fascinating to me, and I haven't always believed this way, but I'm like, we spend a ton of time on our bodies, but not a lot on our mind, which is infinitely more complicated than our biological body is. Does that make sense? Like I'm like, it's so weird. Why do we not? But and I get generations past had different views on it, and that's great. Everybody has their journey, but I just encourage people, like, do that list as a minimum. You know what I mean? That should be our minimum bar. But if you do need more help, there's no shame in it. I mean, there's tons of options.
You and I both understand, you can't legislate morality.
Sure.
You can have morality absent of spirituality. You just can't regulate the laws of the land and think that it's going to transform the heart of a person. Bad guys are still going to find ways to do bad things. In my life before being converted and raised from the dead, I was in jail often. I did a lot of bad things, not because there weren't laws in the land. There were laws in the land, but it never transformed the heart. And so I do think we have a responsibility to navigate these things, but it's navigating these things from the understanding of being a new creation, planted in a world experience, and particularly in America, where we are planted in America for the interest of the gospel, rather than realizing, like, at least what we claim is the gospel has satisfied all of the hatred, all of the prejudice, all of the preference involved in how we scale these conversations. The issue of racism in the church and in politics, it shouldn't be something that politics is able to wield as a weaponized conversation in the church. Because we claim that the gospel has satisfied the issue of race.
Yeah.
We're no longer primarily thinking of ourselves in terms of skin color, part of the world we were raised in, social class, language, cultural distinctions.
Yeah.
We're now thinking of ourselves in terms of the blood of Jesus.
Yeah.
A new creation, expression of one new man, a spiritual family that is his body over which he is Lord over his people. Yeah. At least that's what we say. But then we have white church, black church, and we have politicians that leverage our divisions. And they inspire this hostility from within the framework of these political structures. And it actually compromises the witness that we claim the gospel empowers in us, where we find ourselves being more of the world than in it and not of it. We find ourselves in it, deeply immersed in being of it, and getting entangled in all of these, in some ways, unnecessary.
Life can hit hard, and I think understanding that and helping others in their time is what we're called to do, as Christians, but then also as community partners. And it goes back, if you're not advocating for your community on a local, state, or national level, then somebody else is. And the best people that need to care about their community are people that live there.
Sure.
So, I really believe in love where you live. There's, of course, issues everywhere, but
sure.
If you're not actively trying to make your community better, then you really can't expect other people to be doing that, because you're the most invested with your kids and family. But we do need to realize we want people to thrive, not just survive.
Yeah.
And some people have to make better choices. There's no question, you're personally accountable for the life you live and decisions you make. But we also have to realize the last few years have been exceedingly difficult and strange times. And it's hard to just get back on your feet for a lot of people. And also go to unitedforalice.org if you want to learn more about the cost of living in your local community, different state reports, county reports, zip code, to really see, how people are getting by and what it costs to get by. We've seen just the most recent numbers is, of course, 2023 data, but there were some counties in Georgia that went up 15,000 of just the basic bare minimum cost of living from 2022 to 2023.
Thank you for joining us on the Do Life Well podcast, where we explore topics like fatherhood, business, health, wellness, and so much more. With each episode, we aim to inspire and guide you in embracing the art of doing life well. If you found value in today's conversation, please leave us a review, subscribe, and share with your friends. Until next time, continue the journey of doing life well.